This wedding was forced upon the young woman. Her own father was a priest, and he sold her to this man, Thomas More, for $50,000. Thomas More was a bloodstained drug trafficker, and the girl never wanted to marry him. Right in the middle of the wedding ceremony, she shouted that she was already carrying another man's child. Furious and humiliated, Thomas More raised his gun, determined to kill her. The girl closed her eyes in despair. Suddenly, a bright red light burst forth from her belly, forming a protective shield that deflected the bullet. The crowd screamed, calling her a witch. But only she knew the truth. She was bearing the child of a demon. A few months earlier, she'd had a strange dream. In the dream, she stood inside a church wearing a white dress. Before her appeared a tall, powerful man with a pair of black wings on his back. She knew at once that he was a demon. She tried to stop him from entering the house of God, yet in the blink of an eye, he was right beside her. He told her she was his bride. Before she could react, he pressed his lips to hers. She found herself unable to move and involuntarily began to kiss him back. This is my first kiss, she thought to herself. Moments later, he slipped off her dress. He lifted her gently into his arms, and her eyes followed his every move. She struggled desperately, but he grabbed her by the neck. Just then, she woke up from the dream. Her mother burst into her room out of the blue and told her she had to marry a drug trafficker. Down in hell, the same man had the exact same dream. He believed fate had bound the girl to him as his bride, so he came to the mortal world to find her. His bizarre outfit drew stares and photos from local women. Spotting a homeless man on the street, he stole his clothes to blend in. Back on Earth, the girl's father had sold his daughter for $50,000. She tried to refuse, but her father slapped her hard across the face. He insisted that she would marry the man no matter what. The girl swore she would die before giving in. At that very moment, the church door swung open. It was Lucifer, still dressed in the homeless man's rags. Mistaking him for a beggar, the priest tried to chase him away. The girl felt an odd sense of familiarity the moment she saw him and instinctively stepped forward to defend him, shielding him with her small frame. Still, the priest refused to give him food and even struck him with a wooden staff. In an instant, the man's eyes turned bright red. He snapped the staff clean in two with ease. When the priest demanded to know his identity, he answered, "Lucifer Morningstar." The priest laughed him off as a madman and threatened him with Thomas More, the girl's fiancé. Thomas More was a ruthless drug lord with blood on his hands. The priest ignored all the girl's protests and even said anyone who paid him $50,000 could take his daughter away. Heartbroken, the girl stood there in agony. Lucifer then pulled out a sack full of diamonds and jewels and dropped them on the ground. Her family was instantly dazzled. He invited the girl to leave with him. An invisible pole connected their fates, and she agreed to go. Lucifer took her back to his residence. He told her never to utter the name of Jesus inside the house. She refused to believe the grand place truly belonged to him, suspecting he had broken in and taken over a billionaire's mansion. When he changed into new clothes, the girl found herself drawn to him against her will. He leaned in and kissed her, and she thought she was being assaulted. Just then, Lucifer's friend Asmodeus arrived and interrupted them. He brought urgent news. War was coming and urged Lucifer to reconcile with their father. Still bitter toward his father, Lucifer turned down the suggestion. Asmodeus prepared to leave. He was the demon who ruled over desire and temptation, and he left a little magical gift behind before departing. The spell soon took effect. During dinner, Angela reached for the pepper shaker, but stumbled and fell straight into Lucifer's arms. Under Asmodeus's magic, she found herself kissing him passionately. After a night together, Lucifer departed, leaving only a ring and a bank card behind. 2 months passed, and there was no sign of Lucifer at all. Angela began to think he would never come back. Meanwhile, she discovered she was pregnant. Back at the church, Thomas More threatened the priest to hand Angela over. Her mother then called Angela, lying that her father was seriously ill. Worried sick, Angela rushed back to the church, only to realize she had walked right into a trap. She turned to leave, but Thomas More blocked her path. He held her at gunpoint and forced her to marry him. The ring on her finger glowed brightly, sensing she was in danger. To get out of the marriage, she told everyone she was pregnant. Far away, the injured Lucifer felt her peril and wanted to rush to her rescue, yet his weakened body would not let him leave. Enraged by what he saw as betrayal, Thomas More aimed his gun to shoot her. Suddenly, a glowing barrier erupted from her belly and bounced the bullet away. Refusing to believe what had happened, Thomas More moved to tear off her dress. She struggled frantically until Lucifer appeared out of nowhere. His eyes blazed red, and his immense power intimidated everyone present. He held the girl gently in his arms. Even witnessing his overwhelming strength, Thomas More refused to let them escape. He gave the order, and dozens of guns were raised and aimed at the pair. Lucifer was still weakened from his injuries. Will they manage to get away safely?